Were you around when he was hanging out in Inglewood? And I guess inspired the NHPs with some other folks.
I used to be out there with him. I used to be on Hyde Park and Beach with him.
Now, Munchie, did you know that part of the NHP history is rooted in the 20s, right?
Right. Yeah. I used to be on Hyde Park and Beach. I was there. I ain't gonna talk too much, but I was there. I remember all that there. I remember all them. Them was the homies.
Yeah. Was this what 80, 81?
Yep, around that time. Yeah. I remember because I remember the homie mama was pregnant with Black. Reese's mama was pregnant with his little brother Black, rest in peace, back then. When I used to spend the night at Reese's house when I was a kid, when we was young, I used to go out there on Inglewood Avenue. I remember that. You know what I mean? Because when we was young, Reese lived right behind me.
So you saw the NHPs get founded. You saw the start of it.
I was around.
Okay.
I'm one of them neighborhoods. You know what I mean? I was there. I was around. They used to come to the hood all the time. They're the homies. You know what I mean? Killer Whack, Wimp, P-Rat. I remember JJ, Ronnie Mack. I'm trying to think who else I remember. Because all these old dudes, these are older dudes I remember. And these are the dudes we run with. You know what I mean? We was all, in them days, the way we functioned, man, we functioned together. Everybody functioned together. You know what I mean? If you was on our side of the table, then we all functioned together, regardless of where you was from. Because we was all in each other's communities. That's how, right now I was explaining to people that we have a community thing going. I don't care from West Adams to Inglewood to the Nickerson Gardens to the Low Bottoms to Compton. Because if I don't know a person, I can reach a person that know that person or know their people. And I can do that in less than 2 phone calls.
Now, what's it like when you hear that a very close friend of yours passed, but you're incarcerated, you're in a cell, you're in prison, you don't have any freedom to do anything?
Depression. But then I learned to fight it. See,
depression, hey, that's deep because most people don't want to admit to depression.
Let me tell you something, man. It's things that we have to acknowledge in the streets. And there's some things because we are, and when I say we, I mean the streets in general, because of the fact that we've made common and we've made normal mental illness, I mean to say. We've made that common and we've made that normal. We don't even recognize it. The homie go crazy. He's on one. He's in the middle of the street throwing bottles. He want to fight everybody. The homie is on one. Look at him. He out there doing his thing. He out there on one. Look, he out there throwing the setup and everything. You don't have a realization the homie's having a meltdown.
Now you know what they say now. He crashed out.
He crashed out, but you don't realize he's literally having a psychological meltdown.
No, that's real talk.
He needs assistance is what he needs. He needs services is what he needs. But we think that that's on one, but that's mental illness. See what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we acknowledge that which is illogical to be logical. So if I'm in the streets, I'm out there, I see the homie, he want to run out in the middle of the street and kick car windows while they at the red light and throw bottles and try to punch windows out. This ain't the streets that he's dealing with. It's something in his head that he's dealing with. Some people got demons, man, because some people done so much within the street life, man, that they can't turn back on and they can't turn it off.
I could look
in their minds.
I could look back at a lot of dudes that I grew up with. Looking back at it in hindsight, bro had some mental issues.
Right.
But back then I would not have thought that.
I'm gonna share something else with you. Watch this one. This is something we never acknowledged. Alcoholism. But everybody drunk 40 ounces.
I didn't drink though.
No. I'm talking about it was the masses though.
Yeah.
I didn't really drink neither.
No, but I hung out. One of the reasons why I hung out with Rocky so much, because Rocky didn't drink, right. Rocky didn't smoke.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I got something, because I didn't drink or smoke.
Right.
I was like, Rocky don't drink or smoke.
Right.
Okay, I can hang with Rocky.
Right. Right.
But yeah, you're right. Everybody was drinking either 40 ounce, and I remember when the Cisco's came out.
Then they started turning it up to the Old English, to the Wild Irish Rose and the Silver Satin and the Mad Dog 2020. This is alcoholism right here. We're not acknowledging this because this is our routine. We don't recognize it because we're so young that we don't know how to assess. We're living through it. We don't understand the fact that there's things going on. It's like someone asked me about the culture of what it is that creates the group among us, like the subculture. What creates the gang? I said, well, when I was a kid, I remember we owned a home. And we owned our house. And it's 4 boys, me and my 3 brothers, right? All from the same set. Everybody attached themselves to us because of the fact that one of the things about us was that we did have a home. A lot of people couldn't go home. A lot of people were abused. A lot of people were runaways. A lot of people couldn't go because their families lived in enemy territories. Our house was somewhere where everybody could come to.
And we got that iconic interview dropping soon. We did it in front
of my house.
In front of your old house on Dalton.
Yeah, on Dalton.
Man, that's
Right.
and I want to let everybody know to look out for that interview because we were right there on 27th and Dalton,
Right.
in the middle, in the heart of it.
Right.
Even though technically the heart of the community started north of there.
But that's
Yeah.
it. Now we
But
moved
it became the heart.
We moved it.
Yeah.
See, when I was a kid, we hung out on 20th Street in LaSalle and Cordova and LaSalle back over that way, back in the Blood Alley area.
And I used to see you sometimes walking around Washington and 4th Ave. Well, what corner is the liquor store on? Washington and 3rd.
The Relay.
Yeah, I used to see you around there a lot.
I was all over the West Side.
Yeah.
You know, one thing about me, man, I've been there so long. I know I've been everywhere and everybody know me. I don't even look at my perspective of things when I see people, right? It's like the homies, they look up and this is my hood, that's their hood, that's this hood, this is all my hood. I've been here so long before all these people were even here that was doing this here.
Now, I just did an interview with the founder of Gramercy Street Hustler. He goes by Mustafa now because he's Muslim. But in the interview, he said, the first kid that I saw out here gang banging from West Side rolling 20s Bloods was Mad Ronald. He said he had a bandana in his back pocket, and he must have been a kid, but he was banging before any of us was banging.
24th Street Elementary School.
Yeah.
I was a gang member in 3rd grade.
Hey, that's funny, right? Because my dad said, it's crazy. These kids, they turn 18 and join gangs. We was banging in elementary.
Yeah.
You know who his dad is?
Nah.
His dad's from the Swans.
Yeah, he from A9 family. They call him P-Ball.
I think I heard of him. I think I was in the county with him.
Yeah, my dad, he one of the ones put the F and S together, like, because he from A9 family, you know.
Right. I know what you're saying. I remember them days. I remember when they was all at Fremont. That all happened when they was going to Fremont doing all that fighting with the East Coasters back in the days when they became one. I remember when they was two different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But see, the interesting thing is that, like, I don't want to say, when I was a kid, right, I was a hood baby.
Plus, you had the older brothers, too.
Right.
That was very influential.
I didn't hang out with kids my age. The only kid I hung out that was probably my age was Nut. And you know, Nut is, we family. You know, my family and they family. You know our people is related.
And Nut just came home.
Yeah.
From doing about 20.
Yeah, But that was the only person my age I hung out with.
Now talk about the influence of your two older brothers, K-Ray and Crazy B, because those names always come up. When you talk about the history of the 20s, K-Ray and Crazy B always come up.
What you're going to always hear when you hear that history, you're going to hear them talk about our house because of the fact that our house we owned our home to start with. There were 4 boys in the house and was no female figure in the house. My stepmother left when I was like about 12. My father was on the east side getting his money. He just come home and bring groceries home.
So you guys pretty much had the freedom to do whatever y'all wanted to do.
Whatever we wanted to do. We raised each other. My 2 older brothers raised me, and I raised my little brother. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we did. But see, this is the thing, and this is back in the days. I always tell people that the way that we were in them days. In the city of LA, if you were affiliated and you was a blood, then we knew you one way or another because you knew at least one of us because all of us had been we was going through the prisons and the juvenile halls and we was at the parties and you understand what I mean? It's 4 of us, so it's always one of us somewhere. So everybody's coming back to the house. We got people coming, we got bounty hunters coming to our house. We got people coming from the Millers. We got people coming from all over the place coming to the house. You know what I'm saying? But the people that's coming to the house at the same time, these are such early days that we're building these bonds and these relationships. Like, once again, these is independence. A lot of these, I remember when my brother got out of prison, because there are relationships that people don't talk about and don't know. They don't know we had a relationship with the Millers because of my brother and Drayline. My brother and Drayline was in Susanville together. Drayline from Millers. And Drayline, I think he got life or something now. But him and my brother was real tight. And we had a relationship with the Millers, right? And that was something that was interesting. I was in jail when they used to come down there, but I used to hear about it. And I used to talk to Drayline on the phone. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like you wouldn't expect that relationship to exist because it's so far away. But this is the bonds that's built through like the institutions because they was friends. They met in prison. And they themselves built the bond. That's when being a homie was you had to be a real homie. If I see you and we in general population somewhere and you tell me, you from there? Okay, I know you with it because I'm looking around at everybody else in this room and they not with it and they ready to take your head off. So if you telling me what you are, I know you with it.